You're welcome back, and if you're just joining us, it's still Good Morning Abia on MCL Television, and at this point we'll be having the newspaper review segment. I won't be doing this alone. I have with me Mr. Isobio Substance. Good morning, Mr. Isobio.
Good morning, good morning, Abia. It's a wonderful day.
This morning we have the Daily Sun, the Nation, and the New Telegraph. And quickly we start with the Daily Sun. At the top right corner of the paper this morning, we've received over 1,500 applications for admission into Real Madrid Academy, says Wiki. That story could be found on page 44 of the Daily Sun paper this morning. The big bold headline of the paper says, Nnamdi Kanu should be in jail, says George. She overreacted, says Inter-Society. That story could be found on page 9 of the Sun newspaper. Army seeks support on Operation Atilogo Udo Igbo Group's kick. That story could be found on page 5 of the Sun newspaper this morning. Restructuring Mbazulike Ata orders call for non-violent protest. That's all we found on page 9 of the Sun newspaper this morning, and we have a picture element on the Sun newspaper where we have the managing director and editor-in-chief, the Sun Publishing Limited, Mr. Onoha Uke, left presenting a copy of the Sun to Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Toko Buratai, when he led a team of editors to Army Headquarters, Abuja, yesterday. Below that, we have federal government to auction the Zenith's 14.4 billion naira forfeited jewelry property. No wait for economic saboteurs, says Magu. That story will be found on page 4 and 5 of the Sun newspaper today. Another tanker crashes in Onitsha. That story will be found on page 9 of the Sun newspaper. Boko Haram, all Nigerians must be involved in fight against terrorism, says Buratai. That story will be found on page 6 of the Sun newspaper. Quickly to the black page at the top right corner, we have an article coming from Duro Onabuli, humble gesture in Anambra. That story could be read on page 47 of the Sun newspaper. We have the sports story. AFCON 2021 qualifier, Arugo Chukwueze may arrive late for Benin clash. That story could be found on page 44 of the Sun newspaper. Coming to the public sphere, Onoha Uke, he wrote the legislative mess in Kogi State, and we have the picture elements of Bello and Achuba. There is a quote there where he said, when a House of Assembly which makes law becomes a lawbreaker, democracy is at risk and being mocked. The judiciary should therefore right the wrong in Kogi for the sake of the country's democracy. Quickly to you, Eusebio.
And we come to the Nation. At the upper corners, you have reps open on the tanker fire probe, fuel tanker falls, another one, and that you can find on page 47. Ex-Minister Dezani, 14.4 billion naira jewelry for sale. Auctioneers are coming. Drama as Senate screens NDDC nominees. Odubo has appeared. That's on page 8. But the main story, Kanu to return for trial, proscribed IPOB leader gives conditions. And he says that even judges have been abducted in the country, so prison is the safest place for him. That's what the IPOB is saying. Then SNDIGO, don't take abducted kids to East. It's warning about those who kidnap people in the North, and when they kidnap the children, they bring them to the East. Pandef regrets neglect of Niger Delta states. Quit if you can't help region. The Pandef is talking to their sons and daughters who are in the government circles that they are not helping matters. Then ahead of the November 16 Bayelsa election, you have a picture element of Sereki Dixon campaigning with the candidate of PDP. And down you see him also with the APC candidate, with the traditional ruler of Chairman Bayelsa State traditional ruler, the retired Commodore, now King Alfred DHS Cliff, when he paid a courtesy visit to him in Brass. At the back page, today in the Nation, you have an article by Olukorede Ishao. It says, Unlike Nigeria, Nigeria has used its diamond wealth. Botswana has used its diamond wealth to better the lot of its people. It has not shied away from attracting the best brains, including Nigerians, to help out. For the country, what matters is the bottom line. Our oil has worked largely in the interest of a few. Shaving, bargaining, federalism and national wage. To many, especially Labour, it is nothing short of hypocrisy for the governors to resist this federal imposition. The Justice General Secretary nailed the coffin on the argument based on the reality of state conditions. And we come to hardball, articulated Jeremiah. Then ripples. New taxes coming on soft drinks and others by the Minister of Finance. No problems. In as much as there are no taxes on Zobo, Kunu and Fura, that's all you could have in the nation.
Okay, the last paper for today, which is the New Telegraph, at the top of the paper we have NSE shareholders lose 621 billion naira in October. Federal government takes possession of 880 billion naira CF-led cars from IOCs. That's what we could read on page 3 and page 5 of the New Telegraph paper. TRCN, 17,594 teachers failed qualifying examination. That's what we could find on page 3 of the New Telegraph paper this morning. Drama as Senate screens NDDC nominees. That's what we could also be found on page 5 of the New Telegraph paper today. Nigeria's active mobile subscriptions hit 178.9 million. That story could be read on page 5 of the New Telegraph paper today. Mofa laundered 33 billion naira through 51 bank accounts, says Magu. That story can be found on page 8 of the same paper today. The big bold headline of the paper says, "No going back on citizens' identification," says Army. Operations begin nationwide today. Buratai, we are out to crush insurgents, criminals. Reports, Boko Haram plans attacks on Ondo banks, towns. That story could be read on page 2 of the New Telegraph paper. The picture elements there, we have the Bayelsa State Governor Sarah Dixon writes with the People's Democratic Party (PDP) gubernatorial candidate Senator Doyo Diri, second wife during the party's campaign rally at Ekeremo yesterday. Below that we have George Tukano. Prison is the safest place for you. IPOB leader, I'm ready to face trial if my safety is guaranteed. That story could be found on page 3 of the New Telegraph paper. The health story beneath that is exercise reduces older women's fracture risk. Exercise reduces older women's fracture risk. That story could be read on page 10 of the New Telegraph paper. At the back page of the same paper, on the marble, we have the quote coming from William H. Danforth, which says, "Catch a passion for helping others and a richer life will come back to you." Catch a passion for helping others and a richer life will come back to you. That is coming from William H. Danforth. At the top right corner of the paper, we have a sports story. The war has not impacted anything on Eagles, says Elano. That story can be found on page 37 of the New Telegraph paper. Moving to the guest columnist, Michael West, and he will say, "Tough options, your job or marriage." Tough options, your job or marriage. We have a quote where he said, "I feel the need to take a decisive step either by quitting the job to nurture my new relationship or to marry my job and probably end up being a baby mama. Quitting the job for marriage, if that's the only way out, is not much of a problem, but my fear is after quitting, the relationship should end well." That is coming from Michael West, the best columnist of the News Telegraph paper. And we have a cartoon beside that which says, "Darling, come out, it was the vendor, not EFCC official." It's now time for us to discuss on the papers which draws your attention. We have a caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Please be audible. Hello, good morning. Okay, so which particular newspaper headline catches your attention?
Let's stop the Telegraph.
Okay.
Yes, the ongoing identification by the army. Operation identification. As far as we are concerned, as people like me are concerned, what the army is going to do is highly illegal. You see, I am a Nigerian citizen by birth, and the Constitution of Nigeria gives me that right. Secondly, their so-called identification card program has not worked in Nigeria. People are carrying slips of papers. Are we all going to carry a slip of papers that we tear all over the country when we are walking around along the roads or streets? They said they are going to bring a card. They have not. Nobody has. I was captured since over 2014. I have not got the card up to now. So, and there are a lot of citizens who have not got that.
But here he's saying no going back on citizens identification, says Army. That means the Operation Positive Identification has been cancelled.
He said no going back is that they are going to go.
No going back on citizens identification.
No going back on citizens identification. That's what we mean. That means they are going, they will go ahead on it. No going back.
Okay.
So the country is, I think we are confused in how to handle things in this place. We need to have a very grand norm of activities. There are institutions, NIPS, MS, or whatever, that was supposed to give cards for over how many years up to now. Many people that were captured have not got the card. How many Nigerians have the card? Now, the army have to now, are we in a war situation that the army will now be all over the streets? The security of this country is meant for the police in essence, even though we thank the army for helping out there, but they have to realize that their aim is to care about the national interest. That is their role. The issue of civil authority is hand on the Nigerian police. You are going to do something like this, there is no relationship with the police, there is no relationship with the immigration. If we are talking about the citizens, they should be at the borders to stop, especially the northern borders where Thai is coming from. They should go at the northern borders to find out those people who are coming from Niger, Chad, and all those places. That is so close that people come into this place every now and then and penetrate this place. From there, they are all over the country. They are the Boko Haram people. They are the ones that are bringing the in.
He also said operations begin nationwide today. That is the Operation Atologu Udo, the Yem Apatuma, the Crocodile Smile, the All-Star today.
The Operation Udo or whatever should be in the Sambisa forest. They should go out there where we are having the Boko Haram people fighting.
That one is for Southeast here.
The Southeast, that's what are we doing here? The police, let them equip the police. The army cannot take up the role of the police. That's what the Constitution says. I don't blame them. It is because Babangida destroyed the police. So I don't see the Inspector General of Police was trying to make the Nigerian police as much as the police in the United States of America. The army saw this and started taking away the tanks, the police were buying the equipment. Now the police have no equipment. Let them give the police the necessary gadgets, the necessary equipment, give them good salaries. They will be able to take care of the civil protection of the people. It is their duty and not the army. The army is meant for outside invasion.
Okay, here the song says, Boko Haram, all Nigerians must be involved in fight against terrorism, says Buratai. And that story we found on page 6 of the Sun newspaper.
Yes, we are all involved. If they are ready to ask us to, when we see somebody, we identify who is who. When you see an unknown face, you report to them. But the fact is not even here when you report. Even look at the ones the herdsmen we are doing here. When you report it to them, you see that they cover them because they are from their area. It's wrong.
Federal government to auction Zen's 14.4 billion naira forfeited jewelry property. This story can be found on page 4 of the Sun newspaper.
Yes, if they are auctioning the Zen's articles, please they should allow it to be publicly so that even the poor ones can buy the one for 5 naira. It's not a question of giving, they will now go behind and use their offices, those of them in government, with our limited money they are taking, to go and buy those things and give to themselves and give to their wives and children.
Okay, armed six supports an operation at Nobu Udo, Igbo groups kick.
It is unnecessary. I have said it that the police are the people to be equipped, given all the gadgets, given all the vehicles, given all the necessary resources, and given them money for them to do that for their welfare, so that is the statutory role of the police. It's not the army. The army should be fighting Boko Haram in the northeast. That is their responsibility.
Okay, the new telegraph this morning, we have TRCN, 17,594 teachers failed qualifying examination, and that story could be found on page 3 of the new telegraph paper today.
Yeah, you see, that's the problem of the society. The teachers, possibly because many of them in many states have not been paid their salaries, so they have not eaten so much in order to have time to read their books. So I think they will fail. They have the right to fail. If you are not paying people salaries, they cannot be balanced in their thinking and in other activities.
Can we just say it's about the non-payment of salary that led to the failure of the examination? Is it that what they asked them in the exam, they didn't have any knowledge about it? Or what?
If you did not read, if you did not study, if you are hungry throughout the night, you're not eating food. So how do you concentrate?
But they also know about this examination, so...
Yes, I know about the examination. I had no food for me to eat, in order for me to stabilize and prepare for an examination. No salaries. So where did I get the money?
Okay, drama as Senate screens NDDC nominees. That story can be found on page 5 of New Telegraph.
Yes, the NDDC thing, a lot of states are kicking that some of the people who have been appointed are not from the respective areas of the oil producing area. So I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, I am of the opinion that let us always place people on positions based on merit, and then competence and capacity. Not allowing somebody who is not competent, not who doesn't have the capacity, because he comes from the one side, or because he has some people who want to use him for their selfish advertisement, and then put him into positions to serve. Just like we are seeing in our country today, that the in thing is that the capital is running the country, and so it's a wrong thing, because we elected somebody to be there. So we cannot see somebody why an appointee of government will be the one running the country. That is wrong.
Okay, the phone lines are open for viewers to call in and drop their comments as well. We also have this story on the 8th page of the New Telegraph, which says more for longer 33 billion naira through 51 bank accounts, says Magu.
You see, I think we have a problem. Our youths and our young men have to recognize that they just don't burn you and you start running. You need to call, you stand, and then you walk. What it means is that there must be hard work. There is a situation where most of our youths today have gone into the wrong things of cyber crime, Yahoo, and all that thing. I think it's a failure of society. It's a failure of good governance. It's a failure of good parental upbringing. Because when we are growing up, we are told that these things are wrong. The things that are wrong, don't go to them. It brings shame. Okay, now he's manacled and arrested. His parents, his brothers, and others will be crying and others seeing a shame brought to their families. Then again, the government is not going to help matters. If there is good governance, if there are opportunities for everybody to work, there are opportunities for somebody to go to the bank and say, look, I need these resources so that I can establish something on myself. If there are electricity for people to change their houses, organize themselves, people will have a lot of things to do. The government, we don't have electricity, we don't have good governance, we don't have the resources, people people, that's why people go into these negative things. Those who don't have the willpower to hold themselves, that's why they go into this nonsense. So it's a pity. Let our young ones learn that whoever gets into crime, even those who are losing our funds, a day will come, a day will come. Because a day will come when a fellow that doesn't know Joseph will come. A day will come when we will have a leadership of government of people that are sincere in this country, that will pray them and make sure that we get back all they have stolen from us. A day will come in this country.
Okay, lastly, at the back page of the New Telegraph, and there is an article there which is coming from Michael West, the guest columnist, and he wrote, tough options, your job or marriage. Top options, your job or marriage.
I think the issue of marriage, especially to women, because he's talking about women. Some people, when they marry, they tell their wife, no, you no longer go to work. You go to stay in the house and be the baby mama. It's a thing two people must come together and talk. Those days, yes, it was easier. Today, things are hard all over the place. So your wife have to work. Your wife have to do a business. If you don't want her to work in an office, you need to establish something for her to be doing, because she doesn't have to come out every day and say, I want money for my lipstick, I want money for my eyelashes, I want money to make my hair, you know. And then about you, the father might not be at home, the child might say, I need ice cream. So if she has the resources, she will buy it for the child. So some people, out of sheer jealousy or whatever, feeling that if their wife go to work, that something will happen, because those are not matured minds. If you're a matured mind, if you have a wife that loves you and you love her, both of you act as you are the best of friends. So she have to do something in order to help the family.
Okay, thank you, sir, for your contributions, and that's where we're rounding it up with the newspaper review this morning. We'll be going for a break, and when we come back, the discussion segment continues. Do stay with us.
Stop breakfast show on TV.
Do not deface Abia2 with posters. Do not defecate on our streets. Do not litter Abia2.
My brothers, I say wetin man go do for this world wey people no go talk. If you chop,
Do not urinate in public places.
you no chop, dem go talk. Wetin make you do for this world? I say make we go do the things wey we carry for heart. Na so one want am. Abi no be so?
Keep Abia2 clean. This message is brought to you by MCL TV.
Stop breakfast show on TV. She be somebody baby. Let me say somebody baby.
Apple's Fried Chicken Limited, but don't carry come again.
There is only one place where good taste, quality and top hygiene blend to provide classic snacks and food. Apple Fried Chicken. Our yummy meals glide from continental to African, all freshly prepared in a modern healthy environment. Take a look. At Abia Fried Chicken Center, children are top priority, and so we provide exciting play centers for them, giving parents sweet, relaxing moment alone. Our outdoor catering services for all events remains the wave of the moment. Now, have you tried the Apple Special Cakes and Shawarma? Oh la la! Walk into any of our outlets in Abba, Calabar, Uyo and Umaya and give yourself a treat. Or better still, call our hotlines 080-868-77-445 or 070-3963-449 or 090-3046-2362 or send us a mail. Apple Fried Chicken. Experience the taste.
Good morning, Abia. Your one-stop breakfast show on TV.
Welcome to MCO Customer Care Service Information. Please listen to the following instruction upon observation of any of the following on the television screen. Bad signal. Kindly check the positioning of your antenna or system wire connection. Initial card failure or card error. Please remove and bring your smart card to the office. Once your subscription or time expires, program rewrite or time expired will appear on the screen of the TV set. If you pay for the renewal of a subscription, please leave it on channel 7 for a couple of minutes. If there is a heavy thunderstorm, unplug power cord from the socket. For more inquiry, call Ozumi on 080-3737-3985 or Ihoma on 080-6382-0685. Contact call the technical department 081-4018-1602 or visit our accredited agents around the state.
My people, for Obodo, Nigeria, one infection don surface in some part of this country wey dem dey call monkeypox. This infection na from bushmeat, especially monkey, rat and squirrel. Na the fluid from this animal dey cause am o. Person wey get this infection go dey get fever, headache, back pain, rashes for all in body like chicken pox, but no be chicken pox, na monkeypox. The only way to stop this ogbonge yamayama infection na to dey stop eating bushmeat abi any bushmeat wey don die, especially monkey, rat and squirrel. Make we try to dey wash our hand with soap and water before eating any food. Sanitize are good if you get time to dey wash and regularly. Make all of our health workers dey use protective instrument, medicine wey fit cure this ogbonge infection. Never dey, but we fit avoid am. The Federal Ministry of Health and the National Center for Disease Control don put head together to fight this monkeypox all over states. Make una open eye so that monkeypox no go spread. If you suspect any symptoms of monkeypox, make you quickly rush go any health facility wey near you. Our Oga Presido Mohammed Buhari want everybody make we dey kampe so that we go jolly in good government. Health na well to monkeypox. Now we fit chase am comot. Na Federal Ministry of Health bring una this message.
Stop breakfast show on TV. breakfast show on TV.
The Administration of Criminal Justice Act came into being in May 2015 as a federal law. The purpose of this law, among others, is to ensure speedy dispensation of justice, protection of the rights and interests of the suspects, the defendant, and the victim. One of the states that have domesticated the law is Abia. What has come to be known as the Abia State Administration of Criminal Justice Law No. 12/2017 was assented to by Governor Kezi Ikpeazu on 30th of December 2017. Part 2, Section 34, Subsection 1 of the ACJR 2017 provides that the Chief Magistrate, or where there is no Chief Magistrate within the Police Division, any magistrate designated by the Chief Judge for that purpose shall at least every month conduct an inspection of police stations or other places of detention within his territorial jurisdiction other than the prison. This is to check cell congestion, illegal arrest and detention, and other forms of police brutality against the citizens. MCR News visited some police divisions in Abia State to ascertain whether or not chief magistrates in the state those designated have been carrying out this duty. Our first port of call was the World Bank Divisional Police Headquarters at Ehimri in Umuahia North Local Government Area. At the station, the divisional police officer in charge declined comments on the condition that he was not authorized to speak to the press. But sources within the division said they had never seen magistrates visit or inspect their cells. We were not welcomed at Dome Opera Police Divisional Headquarters in Umuahia South Local Government Area. The DPO, a female, and confirming our mission to her office, said she never wanted to see nor talk to any journalist. However, a reliable source at the station, who did not want to be mentioned, told us that they do not have records of magistrates' visitation. The authorities at the Obakala Police Division declined comments when we approached them for information on the issue. At this point, we put up a phone call to the Police Public Relations Officer, Abia State Command, Jeffrey Obonna, a superintendent of police. He answered from Abuja and said he did not have any report or record of magistrates' visitation. We carried our investigation to other police divisions in the state, anticipating different results. The police divisional headquarters of Ualangwa in Iselangwa North Local Government Area was our next stop. We were not allowed to take shots here for what they termed security reasons. The story was, however, not different here. The DPO, a female, referred us back to the PPRO for a permit before she could talk to us. Meanwhile, a source in the station said they had not received any magistrate on inspection in recent time. At the Ezero Police Division located in Abasa Local Government Area, the message was the same. The DPO was not authorized to speak to the press. We took our inquiry to the Cameroon Road Police Division, popularly known as Cameroon Barracks, located in Abasa Local Government Area. There we were told by the DPO in charge that the Aba Area Command Headquarters of the Nigeria Police holds the answers to our questions. Our visit to the Area Command yielded no result, as the authorities there also referred us back to the State Command Headquarters in Umuahia. Meanwhile, a reliable source at the command made a case for the magistrates. He said it was difficult for the magistrates to carry out such assignments since many of them can barely fuel their vehicles while some are immobile. We returned to Umuahia and paid a visit to the PPRO, who had returned from his journey to Abuja. The purpose of the visit was to have him confirm his earlier information and record, and also obtain permission to interview the DPOs. But he declined our request and asked that we write to the Commissioner of Police in the state requesting such permission. Waiting for the deadline of our investigation, we placed a phone call to CP Eno Okon He told us that the command was busy with the screening of prospective intakes into the force, thus was indisposed at that moment. On the 5th of August 2019, he wrote a letter to the Commissioner of Police requesting an interview session with either himself or the command's spokesman. On a follow-up visit to the police headquarters a day later, the police PRO told us that the commissioner had minuted on the letter and suggested that the officer in charge of legal matters was appropriate for the interview. He said he was going to liaise with the said officer and contact us later for the interview. Since then, efforts made to have the police tell their own part of the story have been unsuccessful, as several calls placed on the PRO's phone were not answered as of the time of this report. With this, we switched our searchlight to the magistrates themselves. Some magistrates approached and the matter said they were not allowed to speak to the press. However, one who asked not to be mentioned says she has never visited any police division as a magistrate and does not know any of her colleagues who may have. This took us to the State High Court, Umuahia, and the Chief Registrar, Benson Anya, blamed the development on what he described as the lack of administrative infrastructure. He says the law has not fully taken shape in the state 2 years after it was domesticated.
It's not enough to say you made the law. You also have to create enabling environment for the law to take off. For instance, in Abia2 has no bolster institutions, places where juveniles are confined. You don't take young persons to regular prisons. They ought to be in institutions where special care will be given to them. They are not in Abia2. They are not in any part of Southeast. They are not even in anywhere. Maybe there are postal institutions, postal houses you can only find in Lagos, maybe Abuja. You understand? So to that extent, we in the judiciary are making effort to ensure that within the limits of our finances, to ensure that this law is implemented.
Anna, however, insists that the state judiciary is making efforts to ensure that the law becomes effective in the state.
It is part of what the judiciary is doing to ensure that the dictates of this criminal administration of the criminal justice law is being put in place. Because the work of that committee is very necessary and essential.
But the law actually on its own was very exact on the role of magistrates.
The law is an art. You understand? If you don't write it, it does not go anywhere. People enforce the law. The law does not enforce itself. Human beings. The law is made for man. And for man to enforce the law.
So it has not been enforced in Abia.
I am not saying, I'm telling you that we are taking steps to ensure that the letter of the law is effective in Abia State.
Through the help of the Chief Registrar, this reporter was able to meet with the State Chief Judge, Justice Onoha Ogwe, for an interview. The interview could not hold as Justice Ogwe proposed a rescheduling for a fortnight and promised to get in touch with the reporter. As of the time of filing this report, the Chief Judge was yet to contact this reporter. Though available information indicates that the Chief Judge has sworn in a 9-member monitoring committee on administration of criminal justice in the state, we approached some lawyers on the issue. Upai Ukiro believes that both the bar and the bench in the state violate about 90% of the provisions of the Administration of Criminal Justice Law 2017.
The tragedy of the criminal justice system in Abia State is that the Administration of Criminal Justice Law seem to have dropped from heaven and on earth without the practitioners, both at the bar and the bench, imbibing the spirit of it, the true essence of it. Regrettably, Both lawyers in practice and the bench are yet to appreciate the beauty of this law as an instrument to fully enjoy the benefits of the fundamental rights provision. So it's not just the magistrate that is fighting. We as lawyers, human rights activists, NGOs, we also fight.
Another lawyer, Emperor Wenna, says he has never witnessed magistrates visit police stations for inspection.
I am aware that no magistrate in Abia State has done that up to today. The magistrates, either they are not aware of this provision of AJA, or they deliberately don't want to go, think it is necessary that they should go.
Presently, I do not know if we need to at all. I do not even know if they really appreciate that they have that power.
On the effect of these violations, Ukiro laments that the citizens are always at the receiving end.
There are so many innocent people who are languishing in cells in other states, who has no relationship with any criminal offense, but they are there. And that is why they don't make provisions for this inspection. I would want to know the chief magistrate who has attempted to carry out that duty and the police resisted or refused.
But the truth is that the administration of criminal justice law has given more powers to the magistrates. There are so many powers the magistrates have when it comes to releasing or dealing with suspects. Like when somebody is unlawfully detained, to court, to the police stations to release him. The magistrate also have the power on the receipt of an application by a lawyer to grant bail to an accused person who is not even before him. So you see that the powers of the magistrates have been enlarged by virtue of that law. So, but right now in Abia State, we are not seeing magistrates going to the police station to demand that an inventory of those who were arrested be given to them and to summarily release those people.
As it has been established that judicial officers like the magistrates violate the SCJL, what will be the penalty and who will be responsible for carrying them out?
The truth is that there is no really any punishment for them, but we can take proactive steps to compel them to live up to the expectation.
In Abia State, the Judicial Service Commission deals with the punishment and discipline of magistrates. So if there are two options actually. The first option is if a magistrate is not doing it or the chief magistrate is not doing it, private persons who are interested can write to the chief judge asking the chief judge of the state to appoint a magistrate to order the magistrate to go, because it's not really appointing, because the law is already clear as to who does it, but to order the magistrates to go to the police stations to do something about the people who are held there. On the alternative, petitions can be written against that magistrate to the Judicial Service Commission, asking the Judicial Service Commission to punish that magistrate that refuses to go to the police stations for the release of suspects.
These responses took us to the Abia State Judicial Service Commission, JSC, for clarification. There was no official comment from the commission due to bureaucratic bottlenecks. However, a source within the JSC, who chose not to be mentioned, said the commission was aware of the lapses by the magistrates, but has not been able to properly put them to check due to what he called operational difficulties.
Stop breakfast show on TV.
You're welcome back. It's now time for this discussion segment of Good Morning Abia, and today we will be looking at the state of the nation and our focus is on security. I still have with me Mr. Yusuf Substance on the program, and today is good to let you know that the military exercise operations begins nationwide today. That's talking about Ayim Apatama at North Central, Crocodile's Mall in South-South, Lafiado, North-East, and at Dance in South-East, all in Nigeria. Now, sir, what do you have to say about this military exercise operation which begins today?
I am adverse to it. I'm not interested in it. I don't like it, especially to the Southeast, where there are no problems, in essence. We have problems in the Northeast, we have problems in most of the northern areas where we have a lot of banditry, kidnappings, and all that that's going on. We have a few places in the south, like the one that happened in Edo State recently, the abduction of this thing. But these are issues. The main issues are those who army to contain are the ones that contain the herdsmen and the rustlers that are more in the north, and the banditry and kidnapping that are in the Kaduna rules and all that. Then here, these are areas where the police, if the police are well equipped with all the gadgets, with all the information, with all the good vehicles and all that, and then with good remuneration of welfare for them, they'll be able to leave these things on the board. The fact remains that we are allowing the army to take over the role of the police in the civil government, which is wrong. Are we running a quasi-military government, dictatorial government that is being operated? It seems we are not running a democracy. If we are running a democracy, a true democracy, it is the police that have the civil authority, civil rule to take care of. They should be equipped. And that's the way I see it. That's my personal conviction.
Okay, you're still looking at security in the nation. How can you assess security in Nigeria? Has it increased or decreased?
There is no security in Nigeria. We are at risk. Anybody can be killed anywhere in this country. It's only God that takes care of the citizens of this country. Because the security agencies are not well equipped, and there's no synergy from what you can see. The army wants to bloat it up. We are greater than the police. The synergy that was supposed to be between the army, the police, the DSS and all that is not there. Let us be realistic. And we have been saying that the leadership of the security agencies should be changed in order to allow new ideas, people to come with new ideas in order to propel a program that will bring good security to Nigeria. They say no, want to remain with that people that have been there over the years. And for the 2015, it is worsened.
Bringing it down to the state level, how can you rate security in Abia State?
To a fundamental aspect, I think the governor has done much the area of security in a way, but we need to do more. I'm of the opinion that he should make efforts to equip the police more, get them gadgets, not only giving them the issue of vehicles, yes, very important, but then they need the gadgets that will make them communicate, that's one. Two, they need also to allow, I think the police on their part have to start to get back to those good days where we had the CIDs that will go in mufti and penetrate into the nooks and corners of the state, even into the villages. We should allow some police officers to go there and live as citizens, and even be selling some of these stores or petty trading things. Then from there they're able to see where these criminal elements are hiding in the nooks and corners outside the main township. So that will help them. From there the man can now send the communication to the headquarters to come and get people arrested. Those are how it was done by the colonial master and even by the one who had independence by the First Republic. Today I don't know what has happened to CIDs. They only operate in the townships. They should go all over the place.
Okay, bringing it down to Abia now, can you say that the crime rate in Abia has increased or decreased?
The crime rate in Abia is on an average. How do I say so? I think the police, let's give kudos to them. They have been trying a little more way to mop up this, but they need to do more. And that comes to, you go to the areas where you have the so-called arrow boys or whatever you call them, in the crannies of Unga Road, Oboya Road, Ohanko Road, Orata Road, and all that. The police have to Isialangwa or Obengazis and all that. They should penetrate Nigeria civilians, and that's what I'm saying. What has happened to the intelligence gathering of the police of those days? So they are trying, but we need them to do more.
Okay, still talking about the military exercise operation that begins today. Talk about says that Boko Haram, all Nigerians must be involved in fight against terrorism. That all hands must be involved to fight terrorism in Nigeria. What are your views to that?
Yes, all hands have been involved. But when you call them, say, look, come, these are the people we are there. It is the same army. We realize the one that have got the same army going to be capital hospital has now will come and cause problems. You go to the army camp and tell them, say, look, come over, look at what's happened. The way they speak Hausa, they just allow them to go. They now they address you who has come to report. That's the problem they are saying. A situation where the Nigerian army that is supposed to be a Nigerian army is now classified as an army of a side. That's the wrong thing. We should make it, the Nigerian army is Nigerian army irrespective of where you come from. And that was what it was in the First Republic. It was only when they started criticizing the army that the army has come to this level where it has come. Some people, when they are going to go to war, you take only people from one side to go to war and keep the other people at the rear. These are not the good things about the Nigeria. We need to, that's what we are talking about, restructuring Nigeria. We should come back to the round table to talk about this country called Nigeria. The unity of our nation, where everybody should forget about their tribe, their religion. We talk about we are Nigerians. And that's why I said I've always talked about the old nation anthem. If we had held on to that old nation anthem, we could have given us a sense of belonging as a nation.
Okay, looking at security, they have agencies where we have the police, the army, DSS, amongst others. Now, can you enlighten us on the roles these different agencies play in securing the nation?
The immigration and the customs are to take care of the borders, the seaports, the airports, for people coming in, goods coming in, and that's it. But you and I know that our borders are porous. The immigration officials are there are not doing anything. As far as I'm concerned, they are there collecting money. They are all there to do business. We are talking about even the smuggling we are talking about. It is the people in uniform that are doing it. Because if they are not, when they see these people that are come doing over, how come that there are a lot of people migrating from Niger, from Chad, from Cameroon, from all these places to into the country, and they come here and stabilize the place, and we keep quiet. So they are the ones. Then the army is to take care of outside attack of the nation. They only to be used to support the police, which is supposed to be the civil agency for security in the populace. It's only when it gets harder they will call the army to come. They are not coming to start putting checkpoints. They serve for the purpose for some weeks and they go back to their barracks or go back and face what their national role is. The DSS, the intelligence gathering group, what are we talking about? They should be all out there and gather intelligence group. But the question comes, who are those who head these organizations? There are people from one side of the nation. So they only see things under the prism of their view. And that is wrong. It is only when you decentralize that people from all other areas are part and parcel of the security architecture and security structure that they see things of the national view. That's why we are saying that we need a change in the leadership of these security agencies so that every people will know that they have a stake in the nation.
Okay, sometimes we have situations where the police does the work of the DSS and where the army does the work of the police, and sometimes where the police does the work of the army. So in such situations, how can it be handled?
That's what I'm saying. There could be a time of there could be a synergy of doing things the right way. But here in this country, it is not like that. The army wants to always superimpose that the police that are under them. The police is not under the army. The army has its role. As far as the civilian government is concerned, the police has a greater role of keeping security in the country. And that's why they are supposed to be equipped, they are supposed to be given a good welfare. Look, I can assure you, the police officers are suffering, let us say it for once. But those who are leading us to know this, the police officers, they don't have good welfare package, they don't have the necessary gadgets, they don't have vehicles, they find their uniform, let me say it for the first time in this place. They are not supposed to be so, it's not supposed to be like that.
Okay, the phone lines are open for viewers to air their views and drop their comments as well. Okay, so with the coming of the military exercise which starts today, what are the precautions you can give to residents in this development?
I have told the army to leave this. This is in order time for the. We are not at war. They say it is citizen identification. How do you identify the person?
Identification.
We don't have a national card, ID card. They brought that money for national ID card, where people should get national ID card, and the one we are giving them are slips. Some of them have beaten them and they are no longer there. They are supposed, I guess in 2014 up till now, I have not got the card, the ID card they are supposed to give. I have a slip. So I should have to carry the paper whenever I'm going all over the country. The question is, when people are given assignments in this country, are there not people who are supposed to monitor whether those assignments are taken care of? Nobody cares. Money is being funded, and when the money is released, people will take their money and put it into their pockets, and that's what happens in this country.
Okay, talking to the citizens, how do you think?
So what the citizens will do is just be cautious. If they call, if they're there to you, you identify yourself there as much as you can. But then, if they go the runner's way of trying to do things like that, you get to the human rights groups and get to the press to shout so that we can now take on the matter for the citizens, because it's our right to fight for the cause of the citizens.
Okay, what advice do you have for the citizens in order to safeguard themselves this period?
If you have any identification at all, show whatever you have. If they get to you, yes, excuse me, who are you? You don't make problems. I am John. Where do you work? If you have a job, you say, if you don't have a job, if you have just left school, you bring your ID you had when you were in school and say, this is who I just left school, and this is I just finished my youth corps or whatever. If you are not doing anything, if you are an apprentice somewhere, it then means now that your boss have to give you a card to show you are an apprentice in a place you are working. You know, that's the way it is. You must have something. Or if you have your, what do you call it, the voter's card, you have to hold it and wherever you are going, in order to present it to people, to identify yourself.
Okay.
But it is a wrong policy, because by birth, I'm a citizen of Nigeria. Many of them who are coming to do this are not citizens of Nigeria. Many of them came from the adjoining villages at the borders of this country, from Chad, from Niger and all that. They are not Nigerians.
Okay, the other day the federal government made a clampdown on social media where they said that fines will be paid on those who spread fake news and also uses hate speech as well. What are your contributions to that?
I am of the opinion that the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, has not been helping this country. I'm sorry to say that. I'm saying it without equivocation. Fake news. The press, we do not give fake news. The social media cannot be banned. They should take up their matter with the corporate organizations of those social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, and all that. Even though they say they have been finding a way to do things, it's not people who just put in things. Now that's one. Two, we've got to realize that this, I hope, there's no hidden agenda by this government to clamp down on free speech in Nigeria. We must stop whether they like it or not, because it is given us in the Constitution in section 22 of the Constitution that it is our right to tell the people of the world, to bring the government in accountable to the people, and nobody will guard us. We are not afraid. Nobody will guard this country, because this country outstanding things that we should, if not for the social media, nobody would have seen what happened when the police, whose authority it is to fight crime, went to Tarata to capture Wajime, a kidnapper. As they were coming back, army people attacked them and killed one of them. If not for the social media, nobody would have, when that thing went back, that is when the issue came up, and now we can see the truth. Am I right?
Yes, you are.
Fine. So there are other things that the social media has done. You can't gag us. We must always see things and say the way it is. But the issue of hate speech, the government themselves are the ones operating fake news and hate speech. I can give you an example. Our president was out of this country for many months. But Lai Mohammed was telling the country lies that the president was not sick. It was only when the president came, he confirmed to Nigerians, I was sick and I've not been this kind of sick. I've not been this kind of sick before in my life. But thank God. And we were happy that our president has come back. So who is the liar now? Who is covering fake news? Lai Mohammed.
Okay, with this issue of climb down, how safe is the press in its dissemination of information?
That is what we are finding a way to make sure that they guide the press, so that the press will not be exposing the way they in government are managing the affairs of this country. We have always been seeing things earmarked in this country without seeing them being earmarked. So the press is the only institution that is credible in this country. They have destroyed the judiciary. They have destroyed the legislature. So they want to make sure they go to the fourth estate of the realm to destroy the fourth estate of the realm, so that we'll be guys, we'll be afraid not to say. They have failed. We will continue to say whatever we see. Whatever we see, whatever we come to know, we must express it to the people that the people know.
Okay, in this situation now, how do you think the press can deliver their news dissemination effectively and efficiently?
No, we can. We must continue to do what we have been doing, what we are going to do. We must not be afraid of whatever the antics of governance. They have a hidden agenda. We are waiting for that agenda to come out.
Still talking about the social media issue, can you say, or will you agree with me that there are still times when fake news are shared on the social media?
I agree with you. But the question is this. There are statute laws in our criminal code, in our copyright law, in our even the cybercrime laws. The laws are there. Let the government test the laws and see the laws operate. This other one you are bringing, this one you are trying to regulate, is to make sure you guard, and as well as that is the thing. The laws are there. But nobody will muzzle me for speaking. I've been giving them how to speak. But then I know that I need to speak the truth.
The issue of the president getting married to the Minister of Disaster, that's Farouk. How can you weigh that? Will you say that is a fake news or not a fake news?
Who married?
President Buhari.
I don't want to discuss about it. The president has the right to marry even 50 children wives if he so desire. It is private matter. The problem in Nigeria that people go about talking things that are not important. By religious faith, he is supposed to marry 4 wives. So if he decides after marrying Aisha that he wants to marry other wives, it is cup of tea. It's none of our business. Fine. So if he likes to marry 4 or 5, it's his business. I can as well decide to marry 3, 10, 20. It's my business. But what we are saying is that is the president focusing on governance. Where our important things we should be looking at is the president focusing on governance. Is it giving us good leadership? And not whether he married or not married. It's not about business. So for people who garbage in those kind of things, it's meaningless.
So what cautions or what words of advice do you have for those who go about spreading fake news in social media?
You see, my problem about fake news you talk about is that if people decide to spread fake news, that's the people who doesn't want this country to be united. Let me be honest. People like Andrew Abdullah, the professor the former professor in Ahmad Bello University, who is always the mouthpiece of the North. Those are the people spreading fake news. How can you come and tell us that the North is going to rule this country for 100 years? That is nonsense. The North, when we started the pursuit for independence in this country, they are not prepared for it. And another one is Junaid Mohammed, who they always carry about to come out and fly kites, you know, to know what test the ground for their agenda. The problem is that the Southerners are not even be able to realize the potential that we have. We've got to come together and come out and tell them we need to restructure this country for the benefit of the people. Our founding fathers decided that we must have a true federal government where the regions are autonomous. The center must be low. We can't be going cap in hand to Abuja every day to collecting money. We need to have the regions or the states come together in the zones and be able to get their resources from what they have, their mineral resources and other things, and utilize it and give it some amount of royalties to the federal government for immigration, for defense, for customs and all that. We cannot always be going beggarly to Abuja to be spoon-fed when the main resources are in the region and the states. That is what is happening. We don't have a constitution. This constitution is a military constitution. It's not a federal republic constitution. We should get back to true federalism, and that is why we need to restructure. Nigerians should come all about. Our young ones should stand out on the streets and say we need to get back to the true federalism we need. I don't know why everybody is just keeping quiet.
Still talking about the role of the media, we have citizen journalists who also disseminate information. How do you think the citizen journalists can be called so that they can disseminate the proper information to the public?
You see, I told you that in our statute books there are this thing. And if you do that from your phone numbers, you know you register them. We can get them. And then if you have put in anything that is fake, we are able to get at you and then you answer it for it. But this one they are doing, they are trying to find a way out. There must be something they are planning and they want a way to see that, use it as an opportunity in order to gag the main press so that we won't be talking. We have to talk. It's our right, freedom of expression.
In our society today, we have situations where something happens here, and before you know it, someone captures it and posts it on social media. How can such situations be managed?
Manage what? If something happens, it has to go to social media. There's nothing wrong about that. Did it happen?
What about the way the information is passed?
No. I find a soldier shooting somebody and I'm in a place to see it. I would, if I have the day that my kind of phone, if I have that kind of phone, I'll get it and put it in the social media. We have to stop it. No soldier has the right to shoot every citizen. You remember there was a time they came over here and they were cutting people in their head. Who told you? Are you a baba?
So finally, what advice do you have for people in their dissemination for information? That is your general advice.
We have to regulate ourselves as human beings. Anything you know that is going to bring animosity, disunity, that will bring a kind of running down your fellow person or running down another tribe, you don't go into that things because it doesn't call for unity. But anything that will uplift us, just like I've been saying, if every Nigerian can go back to the words of the former of our old national anthem and jettison this very one that the army gave to us, this Kokoma national anthem, they will see that we have said that no where tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. And we're talking about a country where no man is oppressed, no Fulani will be oppressed, no Hausa will be oppressed, no Ogoni will be oppressed, no Ijo, no Igbo, no Yoruba, no Efik, no Ibibio, no Anan, no Edo, no Kanuri should be oppressed. That is what that nation said. And he said that truth and justice will reign. So anything they want to put up must be of truth and of justice. And the people we put in leadership position must have it in the back of their mind that we are going to tell the people we are serving the truth and utter, not the one like Muhammad dishes to us that are lies. And then in the court there will be justice. Not that justice goes to the man that has money. It is said that the courts they play for the last of the common man. But we find out that the only people who go to court are those who use money to buy justice. And that's what's happening. We saw what happened in the Supreme Court recently. Is that the way a court should handle things? And people are keeping quiet.
Okay, so as the Atilobo dance begins today in Southeast region with Abia being an exemption, what advice do you have for the residents of the city in order to safeguard themselves?
Just one, be disciplined, respect yourself. If you are accosted by any of the everything, show that you're a responsible citizen, a man or a woman, a gentleman, and be a lady. Yes, this is okay. This is my card. If you want it, this is who I am. That's the way you answer. You don't provoke an argument. These are the things people do. But then, in case they want now to unlawfully or unnecessarily shout, citizens will come out. If they want to unlawfully or unnecessarily, you shout, citizens will come out. They cannot kill everybody in this country. The soldiers in Nigeria cannot kill every Nigerian. They themselves, whatever you do, they have to recognize that even when you kill, you have your last day. A day will come too. You have to pay the price. We can't continue like this. We need a society where everybody does his job in a responsible manner, transparently manner. The soldier has a sense of responsibility to that what we call do they call it something rules of engagement with the civil society. So they have to apply that and not to go off ahead. And if they are sending people to the streets, they have to find the kind of soldiers to send to the streets. You don't have people who go to the bomb to go and smoke and before they come out to the streets and then start behaving irresponsibly. Soldiers are known for discipline.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isorio Substance, for your contributions in the program. And to add to that, I will quickly advise the residents to stay safe, be vigilant, be security conscious, and of course, do the right thing at the right time. That's why we're wrapping up Good Morning Abia today. I am Izzy for. Meanwhile, stay tuned for Unasala Sheikh Umabia. Good morning.
Thank you.